I am here with my colleague and friend Gabriel Shiraz from Israel, and I'm very proud that and I'm very happy that he could be in disponibility for this talking in the middle of so many things that are happening in Israel. Gabriel is a psychotherapist, and he works with individuals and couples. He's a trainer and teacher in the field of biodynamic body psychotherapy, and he works with specialized in anxiety teaching meditation. He works in Tel Aviv online, and he works also in other countries in Europe, being also specialized in couple therapy, parent training in various institutions in Israel and Europe. So I'm very proud and very happy that you could spend your time here talking about the situation in Israel in our field, and personally, if you want to share something personally. So Gabriel, welcome. Thanks a lot again. So my first question is, Gabriel, and during this hard situation that you and the people in Israel and also the whole people, the Palestinians and everything, they are facing very hard time. And could you share what are your impressions, what are your feelings about this kind of almost trauma situation that you are facing? Please.
Yeah, thank you, Rubens. Good, really good to see you. I really don't know from where to start, because it is a really very, very complicated time here now in Israel. Because on the 7th of October, our reality just changed. You know, Israel is built on the Holocaust. You know, 6 million people were murdered in various vicious way by the Nazis. It was many years ago, but we remember it, and we are saying never again. All the time we are saying never again, but this never again didn't help, because on the 7th of October for us, there was another Holocaust. And it was probably the most shocking thing that ever happened to us as a nation. And probably we are still in shock, all of us. I don't know anyone here that is not in shock. We are in trauma, we are dealing with trauma. As psychotherapists, we are working a lot with traumas. And it is impossible for us really to understand it, that really it happened, that Hamas, that for us, they are like the ISIS and Daesh and the Nazis, they just murdered in a really vicious way 1,400 innocent people with a very unbelievable ways to do it. So for us in the first few days, it was just really to listen to it and to see the pictures that all the world saw. But it was so shocking for us. And all of us just felt that the ground under our feet is not longer exist. And of course, it's also belonged to the Holocaust, and it's belonged to us as Jewish. You know, that there were pogroms all the thousands years of the existence of the Jewish people in the world. So it is so hard, and it's a big tragedy, because we are Israelis and Jewish, we really want peace. All of us, we really want peace. But we just realize now that we can't do peace with the Nazis. We can't do peace with people that are celebrating a massacre of 14,000 or 1,400 people. But I want also to say that 1,400 people in Israel, it's like 20,000 people in Brazil, or like 40,000 people in USA, or 20,000 people in London. and it's like impossible to understand it, what was happening here. And it was so brutal and it was so unhuman that something in us really broke. And we are really, really suffering from it. Because me too, I have lots of, I know Arab people, and there are plenty of beautiful Arab people. But it's such a tragedy that Hamas is existing and they did what they did. And yeah, I can speak about it more and more, but I will stop now. So what is happening now in Israel, like, I will also speak professionally what is happening to the therapist and for me as a trainer, and a supervisor, because what is happening, so many families are in traumas. There's so many people that are now mourning about the death, about the vicious and unbelievable death of their dears. Hundreds of people have been kidnapped. And personally, I know, and I'm working also, since it happened, I'm working with many groups voluntarily and also in my clinic. But I'm holding a space for many groups that people in them died in a vicious way, in a festival of freedom of young people that they just shot dead like 300 people. And more like unbelievable stories. So for us, the community of psychotherapists here in Israel, it's like, it's a really shock because, we are experts in traumas, all of us. But, and we study a lot about it and we're teaching a lot about it, but we never believed that we will work with such a traumas, because it's like we are hearing stories that we can't hear. I told you before a little bit about it. I'm now holding few families that their family member were killed in unbelievable ways. And I'm supporting families that the member of the family, kids that are like 1 year old and 3 years old been kidnapped. So it's part of me, of course, is containing it because this is what I'm doing for all my life. I'm hearing traumas and I'm working with traumas, many sexual traumas, many other traumas. But in such a national trauma, it's the first time that happened. Such a thing is happening in Israel. And it's really supporting and containing. I tell you like a little, it's like a spiritual story because I'm holding a group with young people that they lost one of their dear friends in this festival. And during the sessions that I'm holding with them, we showed a picture of him and they told us stories about him. He's a beautiful man that really wants peace with everybody. Also with the Arabs, he wants peace. And what I felt that I'm really like falling in love with him, even he's not with us, because they spoke about him in such a dear ways, such a wonderful words. And they told so many stories about him. So it's not easy for us to hold all this space. So many things are happening here professionally. First, all the nation is in trauma. And of course, because we are strong and we will survive and we will win and Israel will exist and the Jewish people will exist. We are trying to be very strong. But another thing that is happening is happening to the therapists, to all the psychotherapists in Israel. They need help. I need help.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So we are here together. Gabriel, you when you talk about containing, what can you explain a bit how you do this containment, how you build the containment? Is containment for the emotions, for the rationality, for the body? We all need a place where we can exist, and the place where we can exist is connected with a place that contains life, right? So can you just talk a little bit about that? How are you doing this? Even if it's coming from your own suffering in the situation. Yeah.
Sure. You know, Gerda Boysen, our teacher for biodynamics, body psychotherapy, she spoke a lot about the therapeutic presence. So actually, we are holding all the traumas and all the events and all those people that are suffering so much and mourning with our therapeutic presence, which is very connected to the word resonance. I heard and I saw that you wrote a wonderful book about resonance.
Yes.
Rubens. And I hope it will be translated to English soon. It's important. And then maybe we'll translate it also to Hebrew because we need it here. And I think part of the therapeutic presence, it's very much belong to the resonance ability, you know, because we have a resonance on many levels. Because when I'm with people that are suffering and that they are in trauma, yeah, I'm feeling their body, I'm resonating with their body, with the mourning in the chest, with all the feelings, yeah, and the strong feelings, yeah. And I'm feeling their breathing, and I'm feeling their emotions, and I'm also connecting with them like with a spiritual resonance. So as you know, the resonance is on so many levels. So when we are with the groups or with the families or with the people that suffered so much and are having really like a severe traumas, I believe this is what we are doing. This is, you know, that there are many stages to work with traumas. But with acute trauma, like what was happening here, like it's a national trauma, the first thing was just to be there with the families or with the people, just to be and to see what they need without even, you know, asking them too many questions. Just to hold them, just to hug them, just to see what they really need. What is happening? This was the first stage, and it was also by saying to them with words and without words, "You are not alone. We are with you. We will support you. We are supporting you. You are not alone." And this is a major thing in such a huge trauma. The second thing is really after a week or two, what was happening, because now we are 3 weeks after our Holocaust, which is the 7th of October. So what was happening after a week or two, a lot of rage came and a lot of very, very strong emotions. But strong emotions like fear, rage, deep sadness, such a strong emotions that it was really, really tough, you know, really to contain. But of course, we contain them as psychotherapists and trainers, yeah. And we were starting slowly to work with it. One of the main things that we did a lot, and I gave a lot of classes about it to many people for individual psychotherapists and to couple therapists and to family therapists, is really a process of doing lots of grounding, because what was happening to us, we lost the earth, yeah, in the 7th of October. So it was really bringing again the feeling of the earth. So it was a lot of working with the grounding and really helping the people and therapists to regain, yeah, the confidence again. And then also, of course, to work a lot with the breathing and to understand what is happening in the body. Because as we know, the trauma is affecting the body very much. And actually, for all of us, because still the war is there, and there's still a lot of uncertainty what will be and what will happen. You know, it's in the north of Israel, and in the United States it's there, and Iran is there, and it's a big issue. And a lot of countries are also having fears that it will bring like for the third world war. Yeah, it's really a dramatic and historic thing what is happening here. So there is a lot of fear. So then also the work that we are doing a lot with psychotherapists, and this is the biggest time of the body psychotherapy, I think, in Israel, in all over the world, with working with traumas, is to understand how the body is getting tense and how the armor is being there so strongly. because we don't have any other choice. We are on alert all the time. So if I will say something about myself, I feel in this last 2 weeks that I'm in alert all the time. I feel that I have a very strong armor. Now he's good for me, yeah, because I really need it. But for many people that are not used to do like mindfulness and breathing exercises, they don't know how to melt the armor, yeah, and all those places in the body that are very, very tense. And I tell you something that is happening to all the therapists, because I know I'm in a many groups of therapists and trainers. So actually, when we are sharing, because the togetherness for us, it's also a therapeutic tool, and we really need the togetherness. So we are meeting in Zoom, and we are meeting in places. So it's really like to breathe and to melt all this too much thing that is happening. And every time we are resting a little bit, we feel like being exhausted. We are really tired. Like now, you know, I spoke with you now, like probably like 10 minutes, and I can feel in my body all the tension and all the traumas and all the people I'm supporting and supervising and all the therapists that are themselves are in trauma. And when I'm resting now, and now I will let you speak because that I won't be too exhausted. But
just let's breathe together a little bit.
Thank you. I need it. But then
don't take this conversation as another kind of pressure on you. It's just a place for sharing, and I know there is a lot of responsibility in our talking here, because we are talking about something very real that is happening for you in your land, for me in my land, and for us in our land too, you know. So I can feel you talking about resonance. I can resonate, you know. I can have empathy for what you are feeling at this moment, and the whole pressure, you know, not only for the work you are doing, but for your own life as a father, as in your family, you know. The whole family are living this situation. It's not something that belongs only to your work. Is in your home too, right?
Absolutely. You know, I have 4 kids. I have two girls and 2 boys, and we have many alarms because, you know, still they're shooting missiles on Tel Aviv and all over Israel. And every time there is an alarm, and we can feel the bombs, and people are getting, you know, it's a war, what is happening here. So then there is a lot of anxiety. And then as a father, I really want to contain the anxiety of my kids. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's like, I don't know why, but I don't have fear, you know, from alarms and from the missiles. I can feel myself. This is my defense mechanism, is really to do things and to feel safe. It's like I have a strong belief, that I will be okay. But it's really to support my family all the time. And of course, support my clients and support all the groups that I'm holding all the time. But what I was saying to you before, that what we are feeling, all of us, all the community of trainers and psychotherapists, every time we are resting a little bit, we are feeling a deep tiredness. It's like, and I tell you why, because it is too much for us. Yeah.
Sure.
We don't have any other choice, and we are holding too much. Yeah. It's really, yeah, this is the way it is, but it is very tiring. And I'm sure what will happen in the next, probably what will happen, I really hope and pray that one day there will be peace, you know, between all the Arabs that are around us and between us. There has to be like a miracle that peace will come.
Yes.
Especially after what was happening now. But in the next few years, or maybe in the next few decades, we will have so much work. And I really hope also experts from all over the world will be able really to come and to help, you know, to help the population, and also to help therapists. Probably, I really hope one day soon you will be able to come also to be here and to assist.
Sure. Sure, sure. It will be my honor. Yes, you just touched something that I've been thinking in the last days, you know, and I can see a lot of people, Jews with very different ideas about what should be done,
Yeah,
and Palestinians with very different ideas what should be done,
yeah,
but everybody in separated groups. And yesterday I was talking with some friends and colleagues here, and I said I want to see a manifestation with Jews and Palestinians all together in favor of finding a solution, and not only separated groups to find individual solutions or identitary solutions, you know, but to find an identity that it would be a human identity.
yeah,
Because as you said in the beginning, Gabriel, what happened was very unhuman. It was not human what happened. Was
yeah,
something was something out of the main essence of being a human being,
yeah,
you know. And many things that still happening, you know, they are also unhuman. So how can we go back to our humanness, you know?
yeah.
And I think this is a question, so important question. I listened to Yuval Harari talking the other day exactly about that. How can we
Yeah.
how can we go back to be real human people? And this means go back, you know, we need to go back because sometime in the past, in the long past or in the middle past, we have been human. We have been more human than we are now. And
I agree with you. I think, you know, when such a terrible things are happening, you know, it's like it's so unacceptable and so unhuman that so many rage and so many revenge feelings are coming for us that it's impossible for us to see the other side. And what is happening for us now in Israel as Jewish, we can't have any compassion to others. And this is a big tragedy because we feel that we are defending our life. We feel, yeah, that
yes,
if we won't defend our life now, and if we won't destroy completely the Hamas leadership, that for us it's really like Daesh and Nazis. It's not like they are. We won't be able to live here. So it's a war about life. You know, every person, every child, every newborn want to live. This is like the one of the first mechanisms, yeah, that we
yes,
want to breathe and want to live. And this is actually what is happening here. It's like, yeah, it was such a tough things that we can't really see and handle. How can people do such a thing? How can human beings do such a thing? It's unbelievable. So yeah, so this is what is happening to now, and it's a tragedy. And I really hope, you know, you're speaking about peace, you know, all of us were speaking about peace. We really want peace. I really believe that most of the people in the world really want peace.
yes,
Only the extremist people, yeah, like Daesh and like Hamas and like the Nazis and like people without humanity, yeah, they're actually destroying a lot. So it will take time. It will take time to recover, you know, as you know, because also you have so much experience with working with traumas. It's really take time to, yeah, there are many levels to the trauma, and it's really take time to put it not on the side, also to work on it and to digest it, and then to come to the place of growth. Yeah, it's like every trauma, every person
yes,
that went through trauma, physical trauma or sexual trauma or any trauma, he is coming to his stages, and then in the end of the cycle, in a good way, he can really be there and say, okay, this is what was happening to me. I have so much pain. I have so much sorry. I have so much all kind of emotions, but I have hope, and I really want to spend my life in a good way. and I want to love. Gerda Boysen spoke a lot about the primary personality. And the primary personality is our essence. And this essence, I really believe, it's also love. Yeah, it's a spiritual, it's our destination in life, what we really want to do in our life, but is to be good people. Yeah, I really believe in it, in to be good people and to help other people. So I really hope that after this war and after there will be no Hamas, yeah, for us, because this is our existence, then there will be able to be a recovery, and maybe from the dark time, really the light will come. This is what I think all of us should really pray for it and look forward for it. And,
yes.
And I really hope and I believe it will happen. It will take time, but I really hope that one day it will happen. Yeah, I really, really hope so.
Yes.
Ah.
Me too. Me too.
I want maybe
we have the same project.
I really, if it's interesting for you, ask me about a relationship, because I'm also, I'm a couple therapist and I'm working a lot with couples, and I'm also training a lot of therapists that are growing and expanding, and they're becoming to be a couple therapist, from being individual to couple therapist, and it's about expansion. So yeah, maybe I will breathe a little bit and ask me something really about what is happening, relationship during war. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Gabriel, I am organizing a future book here with some colleagues, and the project of this book is to write, is like letters for a young psychotherapist. So I'm inviting some colleagues to write 10, 15 pages maximum about what would you say for a young psychotherapist or body psychotherapist. So you are now invited to do that if you want. Okay?
Thank you. I would love to do it.
So just think about it. Gabriel, we are getting in time now, unfortunately. Maybe we will find more time in the near future to keep talking about this process that you are in. And it is very important for me to listen your experience there. And I think it's important also, your sharing is so important, because it is historical, and also it is also practice, the real practice of trauma work during war times. So, so let's think about really talking again about that. And yes,
I would love to continue to speak with you in the nearest future, but to finalize, I really want to say that what we can now see that we will have to have a lot of focus about the psychotherapists themselves. Also about couple therapists and about trauma therapists and about body psychotherapists, because we are containing such a stuff that it's like impossible, that it's not human, and we are hearing so horrifying and terrible stories. It is, of course, attacking our defense mechanisms. And then it's really so important that the therapists themselves, will get lots of support and lot of nature, and a lot of being together, and lot of support, because this is what will help us as community of therapists to continue to just to be there for everybody. And I feel really that all our nation will need help. Of course, also the other nation will need help, but now I can't concentrate in others. I have to concentrate in myself, in my students, with my family, and with my nation.
Sure, no doubt.
So it's so good really to speak with you, because I feel the resonance of your support. I feel that you are really feeling me, and this means a lot to me. So I really want to thank you, Rubens, for this opportunity to speak with you, and I would love to continue our meeting and discussion in the nearest future.
Yes, and I just want to add one thing, is that we should be aware of our capacity of reflection, of talking about, and not only taking impulsive gestures against something, but go back into ourselves,
Yeah.
feel the suffering of reflecting about the situation, and not being only impulsive on taking one side or the other side. So thank you so much for your disponibility of being here and sharing. And okay, good. Thank you.
Big hug for you, Rubens. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much too.